So recently I watched this BBC News inside China's thought transformation camps. Basically, BBC News claimed that Chinese government put these Uyghurs, the Muslims living in northeastern China, into these thought transformation camps to kind of educate them or whatever. And the BBC News point is that Chinese government is anti-Muslim, anti-Islam. It's a religious thing. I can tell it is not, because there are multiple religious groups in China. There are Hui ethnic groups. They are also Muslims. They're basically Arabs. They stayed in China like 800 years ago, 900 years ago during the Tang Song dynasty, and they stayed in China, married local Chinese people, and their children are the Hui ethnic groups. They're Muslims. I don't see any Hui ethnic groups being put into these camps. And they're also Christians. They're also Buddhists, lots of them. I don't see these people being put into these education camps. So these camps were not set up to target certain religious groups. It has nothing to do with religion. So back in 2014, there was a Kunming knife attack at Kunming train station. Basically, a group of 8 or 10, I can't remember, knife-wielding Uyghurs killed 29 people, injured over 100. So this incident is called China's 9/11 by some Western medias. Of course, it's not as serious as 9/11. 29 civilians died, and 4 perpetrators, I think, also were killed on spot. So, but it has a huge psychological impact because it happened outside of the Xinjiang region. So these religious extremists were doing all kinds of crazy stuff, killing people, blowing things up inside Xinjiang. And most of the Han Chinese or non-Uyghurs, they didn't feel it. They didn't feel the threat. Now this attack happened in Kunming in 2014. It makes people feel the threat. Nobody is safe. That's why the government is taking measures. It's anti-terrorism. It's not anti-religion. But the government, obviously, is different from the Western government. In the Western government, something happens, you can always blame some other people. Like, oh, it's the Republicans. Oh, this guy's policy. The Chinese government, they're always in power. They have nobody to blame. They have to take actions, take measures. I'm curious, when the BBC News were making this video, did they interview any people from the street of Xinjiang, like the capital city? Did they ask these people, hey, has Xinjiang become a lot safer? The chances are that Xinjiang has become a lot safer due to various measures. But obviously, the Xinjiang becoming safer does not fit into BBC's agenda. So they only do this kind of program, the camps, and they try to depict it as a anti-Islam. It is not. In China, the vast majority of people are agnostic. They do not believe in religions. Or atheist, yeah. They do not believe in any religion. To them, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. You go to a church, you go to some mosque or whatever place, do your stuff. As long as you do not bother other people, nobody gives a damn. However, if you come out, you blow things up, you kill random people, you hack people to death, of course, people will take notice. And if you happen to come from that group of people who committed the vast majority of these crimes, there will be consequences. So the Chinese government, they emphasize efficiency over equity. They want to solve the problems really quick. I also like to mention that a challenge: name a single Muslim majority country, say Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Iraq, Iran, Indonesia, any Muslim majority country where another religion can thrive. Can you set up a Christian church in Saudi Arabia? This is my question. Okay, that's enough. Thank you.